feel like I'm letting my wife and kids down. This hurts me. It really does. And I've had 3 guys in the last 2 weeks tell me something like this, or simply variations of it. They say they're out of shape. They say they're low on confidence. They hate looking at themselves in the mirror. They're low on their moods and they're low on their drive, and they don't know what to do. I get it. I truly do. But this is where we can choose to play into that or take action. Because I used to think that I was letting my family down. I was in the fitness industry years and years and years ago, and I'd been with my partner, who's now my wife, for a few years. And when we got together, I was in really great shape, but then I started building my business. I was working in the corporate world, and then I left that and started building my business. I was working with professional endurance athletes, people in the Tour de France, people in the Olympics. I was literally at the top when it came to performance nutrition, but I was pushing my body to the side until one day I looked in the mirror and I didn't recognize myself, and I was disgraced. I wasn't confident or anything like this. And I looked at the relationship I had with my wife, and it wasn't a nice place to be. She didn't want to be close to me, and it hurt. It hurt because I was this guy that was in shape, that had put all these bad habits in place that now I didn't recognize that person. And I had to put in some steps in order to get to shifting my mindset to push myself in the right direction, because life is going to move forward whether we like it or not. And you can choose to move forward with your health in a positive way or a negative way. It won't stay the same. It will either get better or get worse. And those 5 things that we had to look at, we had to look right at myself. I knew what to do to be in shape. What had I changed? What habits had I brought on board? The first thing was looking at those habits. Many people, and the guys that I spoke to, they say they struggle with getting habits in place. We don't usually struggle with getting habits in place because it's bad habits that have stacked up over time that have now become automatic, that are in place in the first place. And many people try and shift those bad habits at the same time as building good habits. But what we need to do is stack on some good habits to then pull the bad habits away. So what are those habits? That you go into sugar at night, you go into alcohol at night, you're staying up later than you need to be, you're addicted to porn, you're just having loads of alcohol, you're having drugs, all these things, or whether it's gambling, things that just aren't fulfilling you. What are those habits? Are you not getting the movement in? Are you saying you don't have time for exercise? Are you saying you can't eat healthy, or it's too expensive, or whatever it is, or your job is too busy? Because you absolutely can. We just have to build the right systems and put them in the place that allows you to work where you are right now. The second thing was finding for myself, what is the lowest hanging fruit that I could do to get my daily wins and move forward? So many times we actually look at, how can I improve my health? Oh, there's 10 different things to do. I need to do all these things. I need to work out 5 times a week. I need to go carnivore, go keto, go vegan, go whatever it is, fast, all these different things. When actually in reality, we just need to do some small things and build them up. So what are those wins? I say to people 2 questions. What's one thing you can add to your health right now that will allow you to improve your health? And what's one thing you can take away from your life right now that will allow you to improve your health? I guarantee you can find one of each of those things. Start there, do that. Get yourself accountable to actually doing it and checking in with someone. Then we have to look at why. Why are you doing this? I look at my daughter and I wonder, if I can't improve my health even more for my daughter, I never will. And I truly believe that. If you're a parent, if you can't improve your health for your children, you never will. To me, there has never been a bigger why when it comes to looking my daughter in the eyes and saying that I am doing every single thing that I can to make sure I live a longer and healthier life to see her grow older. That is the absolute truth. I say that from my heart, that I truly believe that. That is why I'm doing that. I also look at the why of why I'm pushing content like this, is that my dad died when I was 15. He was stressed out and he only made it to 47. And he passed away having migraines. He ended up having a stroke and we had to turn off his life support machine. He wasn't unhealthy, it seemed, but he was stressed out. I do not want another child going through what I did at 15, losing a dad. I do not want dads to have to be so stressed out with the excuses we put on ourselves, because we absolutely can do this with the right support. Now, who are you doing this for? Get them involved. So many times I've had dads put on their refrigerator the habits that they're going to be doing, and they get their children to tick it off. Get your kids involved. They will absolutely love it. Then we look at number 4. What can you actually fit into your schedule? Stop trying to work out 5 times a week if you could only work out once or twice. Stop even trying to go to the gym if that's not where you have to start. Work on some home workouts, some band workouts, get a kettlebell, get some adjustable dumbbells, some things you can do at home. Even more powerful is when you work out in front of your children, they are going to absorb that like a sponge. When you eat healthier in front of your children, they are going to absorb it like a sponge. I speak to parents, and I must have spoke to thousands of parents over the last 15, 20 years. And the amount of times that I'm told that my child does not eat healthy. And I say, okay, how do you eat? They are looking at the health habits that you are picking up, your dietary habits. So if you're eating chips and burgers all the time, and not eating many vegetables, chances are they are not going to like the vegetables as well. So take that into account of how are your habits, how are your behaviors showing them how to live? And then number five really kicked me in the balls is that if I don't do this, where will I be? The people that I'm speaking to, right? These guys that say they're failing their wife, they're failing their kids. And I say to them, if you don't do this, what's going to happen? 3, 6, 9, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years down the line, what's going to happen? How much are you going to weigh then? Where's your confidence going to be then? Enough has to be enough for us to move forward. And that's where we need to really, really take accountability on ourselves to say, look, I'm going to draw the line in the sand and I'm going to take action of this. Because when will it be if not now? How bad does it have to get if not now? And how much harder is it going to be if you put on another 20 pounds, 30 pounds, or your testosterone is rock bottom, even more so than it is now? These are questions that I had to ask myself. These are things that I had to go through to get back into the shape of my life as I go into my 40s. And once we get these 5 things in our head, what habits where we are right now? What are the lowest hanging fruits? Why are you doing this? And how can I get them involved? Why, or what will fit into your schedule? And if I don't do this, where will I be? We can move forward with our health. As I say, life is going to move forward whether we like it or not. And all of that can happen by choosing the right habits. If you need support with this, DM me the word proud and we can chat further. Thank you.